final countdown.
It's the final countdown. Well, first countdown, really.
First of many. Hopefully, if we're lucky.
We'll see.
Hi, Beerocrats. I'm Paulette.
And I'm Eric.
That's my baby brother.
Baby.
Baby. He's so much bigger than me. And today we're drinking beer.
We are drinking beer.
Beer brewed by my husband. That's how much of a bureaucrat I am.
And you know, my sister is married to a guy who brews beer, so that would make me a bureaucrat as well.
Look at how much we look alike.
By science, because science is important.
Are you drunk?
And shit.
There might be children watching.
They know what four-letter words are.
Love is a four-letter.
Yeah. Let's just say love is a four-letter word.
Love's a four-letter word.
So, what are we doing today?
I have no idea.
We talked about drinking beer.
I'm drinking.
And talking about beer.
Babe, what is this? An amber? I'm drinking an amber beer. That was head home brewer and executive producer Ryan Arado off camera.
He is the one responsible for the beers that we are drinking, so we thank him for that. Cheers, sir. Thank you.
Cheers.
You can't see him on camera.
Nope. He's invisible.
He looks like the Night King from Game of Thrones. Just take my word for it.
Better looking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Night King does not identify by race, just so you know.
He's a White Walker, so it's all in the
Man, he lives in the snow.
So did Ryan.
Oh, well, that explains it. Now we know who the Night King really is. It was Ryan.
Spoiler alert.
So.
We went out to Twitter with some questions this morning. And so I have them here on my trusty iPhone, which weighs a ton. Dude,
that is a big iPhone.
It's a humongous iPhone. My other one's sitting over there, and it's like tiny. It's like a toy in comparison.
Is that the 8? Did you get the 8?
The 8.
You got the 8 Plus. Okay. I'm still on the 7 because I refuse to upgrade. I'm tired of upgrading all my electronics.
Do you see that one? It's a 5S. It's been 4 years since I got it.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
But then you got an 8. Sell out.
If you're going to go big.
Or obviously, look at the size of this thing. It's covering up the entire frame. Oh, look, it's Beerocrats. I mean, iPhone TV.
Yeah, okay. So, we've got questions and answers.
And we've got the answers.
If you have a question, feel free to type it in down below. We'll see it. You can just say hi. We'll say hi back.
Hi, Christine Walter.
Hi. How's the Bay Area?
Is that where she's from, the Bay Area?
Yes.
I like the Bay Area.
I love the Bay Area. And nice. They have great beer. Rare Barrel.
Rare Barrel, Rare Barrel, Rare Barrel, Rare Barrel. That's saying that fast like 12 times.
No.
While drunk.
Nope.
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 All right, fine.
All right, so question number 1. If you were stranded on a desert island and could only have 3 beers with you, because this is a generous deserted island fantasy, which 3 would they be?
Well, on my beer island, I would have Ballast Point Sculpin. It is the IPA that turned me to IPAs. And then I would also have Ballast Point Sculpin because why would you get anything else? And thirdly,
because your mouth is full of bitterness now.
Sculpin would be my 3rd choice because it's delicious.
I am sensing a trend.
I'm always trending. Stop laughing so much. Do you understand that there are people watching and they're trying to be informed?
Mom isn't watching.
Mom is trying to figure out Facebook. So
be nice. Mom is pretty hip for a grandma.
Yeah, she is hip for a grandma, but I guarantee you she's trying to like, oh, how do I do this?
She's not even home. She's texted me. She's like, sorry, can't.
Wow.
I'm too hip for that.
She's out doing
probably on
Sunday things. Being outdoors. Who does that anymore?
So my beers, not that you asked.
Oh, you asked, and I assumed you were going to answer your own question because you got all the answers.
Would not be IPAs because gross. We do like opposite beers, Christine. Yes, he likes bitterness and I like sourness, and I don't know where on the spectrum those fall on opposite to each other, but they're not the same.
They are definitely not the same, but I appreciate that she likes those and will drink those with her if she's buying.
This is true. If I'm buying. He's the one with a job, but I'm buying.
You talk about this is work.
This is work.
We get paid.
This is work.
We get them nuggets.
Edit.
We get all that internet money. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Do you have Bitcoin?
I don't even know what Bitcoin is.
Okay, you are an old. Even I know what Bitcoin is, and I am older. So it would
How much
be,
of this have you had?
Yeah, Ryan brews some strong beers. Mine would be a Duchess de Bourgogne. It would be Monk's Cafe and a Leafman's or a Cuvée de Jacobin or something else that I can't pronounce because they're from Belgium and they are delicious. And if it was a tropical island, maybe I would toss one of those out for like a lemon shandy or something.
Oh, okay. So Belgium's a tropical island. That's essentially what I've taken away from your.
Belgium is not a tropical island. I'm saying if it was a tropical island and I wanted something a little lighter, or the brewery Hot and Rock, that's only 3%. Super sour.
Super sour, only 3%. You might as well just drink honey.
Or mead.
What is mead?
Oh, Lord. How are you doing a beer channel with me?
You asked.
I guess so.
You had nobody else to volunteer.
Well, I have the home brewer over there, who now joined.
Well, he joined, but he's not. Oh, there he is. He went away for a little bit, and we lost track of him. But luckily, my house is only like 400 square feet.
Or Christine. Ooh, I've been drinking. There's a Christine and a Kristen.
Oh, Christine and Kristen.
Kristen is in New York.
Two different people.
Christine is here in California. Ooh, and I hope you're okay with those fires up there, girl.
Favorite stouts and or porters?
Ew.
Dilly.
Sean Horgan.
That's who asked that question.
Yes, we like Sean.
Just
Sean,
in case
Sean
you
likes
don't.
beer.
Sean also
Sean
likes
beer.
football.
She does like football, and we like him.
We do, and that is a fact. And you can't take us away from the
I
facts.
think you're drunk.
I'm not drunk. There is literally zero beer. Because I drank
Because
it.
you drank it all. I have to catch up.
All right.
Because we're not doing YouTube sober. Because do you know what we're drinking on our YouTube channel after this is over? Not this.
No. I have a fridge full of better stuff. Oh, this is the producer. Oh,
You do have a fridge of good stuff, but it's
good.
not what we're drinking.
That's
We're going to
true.
be drinking Coors and Corona and Tecate, the top 4 imports from Mexico and the top 4 American lagers. So excited.
Very excited.
He does the impressions better than I do.
Nah, she takes the cake on that one.
No.
Speaking of cake, can you drink that with beer or eat that with beer?
Yes.
Can you drink
Cake beer?
cake beer?
We should ask the brewer.
We should definitely. Yo, man, you double as a chef?
No, that's why you married me.
Oh, okay, that works. Oh, by the way, Sean, in answer to your question about favorite stouts and or porters, I really don't like either one. They're too dark for me. I don't particularly like the taste of any of them. But if you could suggest one that would change my mind, kind of like Sculpin did for IPAs and me, then I'd be more than happy to give it a try and see if it's worth it.
Thanks for the.
And now to you, Paulette.
I just can't. I don't really care for super roasty beers. No.
I don't care for soup or roasty beers.
You don't like soup? What do you drink
That's
when you're
what you
sick?
just said.
Eat when you're sick. I said super roasty beers.
Oh, okay.
Not soup
So
or.
like superheroes.
Do you not speak English?
No,
Is it because you're half Mexican?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Órale pues.
Órale. I'm wearing my Frida Kahlo shirt. Frida Kahlo, like to drink Bohemia.
That's a fact. This is something we looked up on the internet.
The internet doesn't lie.
Nothing on the internet is wrong.
All right, so next question. Secretly favorite beer or guilty pleasure beer? Ooh, I've got a story for this.
Go ahead. Please share your story.
All right, so last weekend, if you saw the video on Facebook, I was in Florida with family who I hadn't seen in a really long time, and it was really great to get together.
Florida.
Unfortunately, we were together because my grandmother passed, our grandmother passed.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Grandma. But the family was fantastic. And at one of the gatherings, there was the option of either Stella or Bud Light Lime. And I'd never had a Bud Light Lime, so I had like 6. And they were yummy. They really were. We're also not drinking that on our YouTube channel today. Also, Rolling Rock beer. Rolling Rock reminds me of college. Yep. quarters every Thursday night with my people who lived on my floor. And I was really bad at quarters, but I was really good at drinking beer.
Yeah, you know, when you started drinking Rolling Rock, I was like, do you have a concussion? Why are you drinking this
First
shit?
of all, when I started drinking Rolling Rock, you were 15, so you didn't even know what beer was.
Hey. As a warm-blooded American male, 15
state.
years old. 15 years old is, you know, not going to lie, that's when a lot of teenagers start drinking. They discover their parents' liquor cabinet.
Not publicly on the internet.
I'm 36 now. I don't give a shit if Dad gets mad. Mom, I know you're not watching anyway, so what of it?
But still, I was in Pennsylvania and Eric was in California, so he didn't know what the hell I was drinking. So
I was listening to Wu-Tang Clan albums and playing basketball, so it didn't matter to me.
He's so cool.
But still, Rolling Rock? What's wrong with you, man?
It's college. It's nostalgia.
Try to make up for college right now and answer this question from Christine. What did you drink at your Oktoberfest?
Ooh, Oktoberfest beer.
Hey, that's a great short answer that deserves some expanding.
Well, I went to 2 this weekend.
2?
I don't know what they were serving at the second one, but it was more lederhosen than I'd ever seen in my entire life. So I'm going to guess that it was authentic. The night before, we went to the Alpine Village, which hosts like the biggest one in Southern California or something like that. If you believe the band, it's the biggest one in the United States. And they also had a, what was the name of the brewery, babe? Warsteiner? Oktoberfest, Pilsner. There was a Dunkel.
Count Dunkel?
Count Dunkel. I can't speak German.
I just got her to make a Star Wars reference without her knowing.
Didn't even know.
This whole thing was worth it.
Campfire Stout. Thank you for the recommendation, Mr. Ryan Arado.
Man, right above that, Sean said Anderson Valley Oatmeal Stout, NorCal, plus it counts as breakfast.
True.
So you want to hit all those...
day drinking, one of the 4 food groups, and also a beer we don't like.
Probably gives you the shits too. And that's okay because that's natural. Next question.
Wait, you never told us what your guilty pleasure beer is.
My guilty pleasure beer is Allagash Curio.
No, that's a good beer.
That is a good beer.
No,
but
we're
it's a
talking
guilty
about the
pleasure.
beer that you're like
it's a guilty pleasure because I have a family to support, but that's a very expensive beer. So I take away things like money for books.
You're a bad dad.
And food, so that I can enjoy this very high potency beer. Guilty pleasure. Guilty. Guilty, I say, guilty! Oh, that's the Generation X, man.
All right, next question, so we don't bore our audience. Would you rather drink beer, wine, or scotch? That's a hard one for me.
I mean, isn't that depending on the time of day? Really?
It's depending on whether or not I have a cigar. And am I eating cheese or anything else?
Okay.
And is it a day that ends in Y? Because every day, I guess on Sunday, I'm going to cheese. But if there
used to be a Scotch person, though?
I was such a Scotch person. But then Rob Gard moved away, so.
Also, that's an expensive habit. If you want good Scotch, you're going to have to pay for it.
Oh, and gin. Yes, Christine, gin. There's always gin.
But gin!
Because a gin and tonic is the best way to end the day.
Our dad's gin and tonic is bomb.
It is.
That's some stuff that I will drink every time he mixes it, pours it, whatever. Because
it's the best ratio.
He knows
how to do it. He knows what he's doing. He's in his late 70s, so he learned something on this planet.
In 78 years, I think he'd learn at least one thing. Don't you think?
One would hope.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, and you?
What's the question again? I lost track.
Beer, wine, or scotch?
Yeah.
Now, this Ron Burgundy. Let's hear in your Ron Burgundy voice.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I'm kind of a big deal. And usually I would go for the scotch, but this time I'm going to say beer as a means to appeal to our audience. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
We don't even have a teleprompter.
No.
You got nothing to blame that on.
No, just her.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That's right. You are quoting movies today. We should do Beerocrats TV too.
Remember when we used to do our Twitter play-by-plays?
I was just looking that up the other day. Movieplay-by-play.com.
What was that movie that we did that was not the Bruce Lee movie?
The Running Man.
No.
We did The Running Man.
It was Return of the Dragon?
No, it was The Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1980s classic,
it was,
The Running Man.
Right, which is a fantastic movie.
Yes.
But no, it was the one with Bruce Leroy.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I can bring up the blog.
We didn't do none of that.
Yes, we did. You want to see the blog?
Steve Searock has joined.
It was
Thank you, Steve. Welcome to Beerocrats.
Thank you, Sean Horgan. Rough Cuts.
Rough Cuts?
You don't remember when we contributed to his blog? It was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I've had 2 kids since then. I keep popping them out, boy.
Stop.
I'll try. No guarantees.
There is a guarantee.
I mean,
it's called. Try it. You might like it.
But that takes me leaving the house, though. I mean, do they do like?
Is there like a home service for?
Yeah, like is there an app that I could just download right now
to give yourself a
hey, doctor, why don't you come and Uber your way over here?
Bruce Leroy Jenkins. What was the name of the movie?
Ryan doesn't know. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. So let's just move on to the next subject.
Did you actually answer the question? Did you say beer?
I said beer. I said beer as a means to appeal to our audience.
The Last Dragon. I was correct. You and I watched it at Mom and Dad's, and we did the most ridiculous Twitter play-by-play. Mine was called Beer and Popcorn, and yours was called Movies.
Movie play-by-play.
Movie play-by-play. Those were our Twitter accounts.
Joined us that time, I think.
Someone was babysitting us.
Yeah.
Because there was some of this happening.
Just a little bit. We've been drinking a long time.
We're old.
That's all right.
We're still good looking. I mean, I am.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm out.
You're out. Where's your wife? She's good looking.
She is good looking, but she's nursing a hangover on account of last night was her birthday party. Happy birthday, Z. But now she's got to take some rest. So okay. We'll just let her do that.
It's her
day.
So this is a good question for you.
What's up?
What would be harder for you to give up? Pizza or beer? These are both of his guilty pleasures, just for anyone who doesn't know Eric Fontanez personally.
Think you know me? Pizza would be harder for me to give up because I've actually gone, weeks, maybe even months without consuming beer as a way to try to lose weight. And it works. It does work. But, eventually I just said, you know what? Now I want to enjoy life. So I drank and started drinking beer again. Pizza, however, is a delicious meal that should never be taken away from any one person. In fact, it should be a human right to have that at least once a week. Good pizza.
Not shitty pizza.
Not shitty pizza like shitty beer. Those should
not be allowed. Yeah. Excuse me.
Someone needs to put together some legislation that says that.
I would support that. You should run for president on that platform. You might win. You're just old enough now.
I do have a shirt that says "Vote for Pizza," which, now that I think of it, should have worn today.
Yeah, there's still time before we go to YouTube. This is just what we're doing for now.
This is for now.
This is 20 minutes of us just sitting here and amusing ourselves, and I don't think anybody else is.
20 minutes?
We've been
doing this for 20 minutes?
Look at how the time flies when you're having fun.
Go outside, enjoy your Sunday, because this is some stupid shit.
Or go turn on some football, because there's some good games on today.
Or you can boycott football. It's up to you.
Or you can boycott football while enjoying your day outside. If it's not, raining embers where you are.
Damn. You gotta bring down why you gotta bring down the cast? Is that what they call it, a cast? Not like a cast, but broadcast? I don't know.
I don't know.
What up, millennials? Help me out here. What do we call this shit?
Best food pairings, to answer your question, Christine, is beer and cheese, beer and popcorn, beer and, you name it. There's a beer for everything. Beer and alcoholism, not so much. Don't pair those two. Nope. But I would also stay away from beer and other drugs because that can be bad.
You can also pair beer with more beer, but just don't beer.
Don't over beer.
Because then you'll be all beard out. And nobody wants to see that.
Or you might grow a beard.
No, that won't happen. Science does not help her in this instance. But drinking a beer, then more beer with your beard, totally legit. You can do that.
He's got a little beard.
That is a beard, a little Puerto Rican beard.
A little Puerto Rican beard. Oh, support the relief efforts in Puerto Rico, please.
Yes.
You can text SOMOS, which means we are in Spanish, SOMOS, to 50555, and they will tack $25 onto your bill, and it will go to relief efforts in Puerto Rico.
Which are so desperately needed because people that we consider family live out there.
People who are family live out there. We do actually.
That's why we consider them as such. So do what you can. If you can, anything is great.
Thank you. So, any last words before we let these people go back to their football on Sundays?
What was your first beer?
What was my first beer? I can't even tell you.
Oh, Rolling Rock!
No, it wasn't. It was worse than that. Mom and Dad have a picture of me in my high chair drinking what looks like a Budweiser or a Miller High Life. Yeah. Our parents.
I have a story about my first beer.
Ooh, how old were you? Were you 2? Because that's before you were even born. I was 2.
I was 9. And we were having another one of our famous get-togethers at our house out in Sun Valley. San Fernando Valley represent. What? So at that get-together, our father,
Louis
Fontanez, had a little too much beer. He had the beer plus beer food combination, then over-beered. And in his inebriated state, he gave me a beer. I don't recall if I asked for it or if he said, here, you can drink this.
Sounds about right.
And so I said, hey, my dad just told me that I can have a beer. So
moving on to this.
I drank it and kept drinking it, was walking through the party with it, drinking it. And people were looking at me like, what the heck is going on? And
you were that self-aware that you recognized that's how they were looking at you.
Yeah, they were giving me uncomfortable stares. I was like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like, stop looking at me like that. But then I went into the kitchen where my mother was. And she laid a Mexican wallop on me that was, ungodly. Because her 9-year-old son had a beer bottle and was carrying it around. And what was the first thing I said? Dad said it was okay. So, sure enough, my mother went to my father, said a bunch of 4-letter words in Spanish.
In the middle of a party, I'm sure.
In the middle of a party.
She don't give no buts.
And, my father was at a state where he's like, okay, whatever. And that was my first beer. And it was a Budweiser, just like you. It was disgusting. Why did I even drink? I don't know. Maybe because my father gave me a beer and I was only 9. I thought it was cool.
Poor, and that's probably what we could afford for parties.
Why are we having parties when we're poor? Like, what are we celebrating? Like, hey, we got another welfare check. What about this?
We would never on welfare. That's terrible to say about mom and dad. No. Not that there's any problem if you are on welfare. Gotta keep it PC. Okay, I think we're done.
We are done.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Check us out on Beerocrats TV. Wednesday? Are we uploading on Wednesday? Tuesday?
I mean, that's
one of these days.
That's up to you, CEO.
Yeah, I'm head bitch in charge.
Yeah.
Which is what CEO stands for.
The acronym makes sense.
It does.
Well, thanks for watching. And if you've been drinking with us, cheers.
Cheers.